Hey everybody, Will Riggs here. It's the Dirt Talk Nation special race day live from Hunt County Raceway. It's our first time to ever be here. Hopefully it will not be the last. We're here for the Charlie Smith Memorial Tom's Modifieds tonight. Or sorry, I can't say Tom's Modifieds because that's kind of weird because Tom stands for Touring Outlaw Modified Series. And that race will be in memoriam or in memory of our good buddy Charlie Smith, driver of the 3C. Here shortly, we're going to have his wife, Tiffany Smith, will be joining the show. We'll be talking to her about the race and what's been going on with her and all that good stuff. We're going to talk about the races and what's going on. So let's get ready to go racing in the Dirt Talk Nation.
There from the start by his side, and through all the scars and pain he'd hide, he'd work extra hours to make ends meet, dragging to the shop flat dead on his feet. She never dreamed it would be this hard, but nothing comes between a man and his racing car. She said we're gonna be a mile down a dead-end street. When you know tracks like that, you can never be beat. He'd lose the love for when top prize. Cries and grease stains in his eyes. There's no other love between a road and a tire. Nothing comes between a man and his racing car.
All right, everybody. Look, I'm just doing the music in the background here. Get a little something going. I think this one right here is the one we like. Oh, yeah, it is. That's a little good one right there. Play behind us as we talk a little bit of racing on Race Day Live. So the modifieds are going to be out in full force. Let me move this around here so you guys can see me while I am letting you know what's going down tonight. We are at Hunt County Raceway. It is at 437 FM 1903 here in Greenville, Texas, or Cache or Cattle Mills. It depends on how you want to look at it, y'all. We're going to have, let's see, let me look at the prices to get in. Okay, you got adults, $20. Military, $55, and seniors, $55 and up, $15. 10 and under are free. Pit passes are $40, and kids 4 and under are free. So plenty to talk about. Let's see if I can get this moving around where I can just still look at what's going on with you guys in your pretty face. We're gonna have a lot of fun here tonight. You got 1, 2, 3, 4 memorial races going down here tonight, so that's gonna be good. You got the Junior Limiteds with the Tony Hernandez Young Guns Shootout, as well as the Factory Stocks Joker Lawson Classic. The Charlie Smith Tribute was done by the Toms. That was the series that he raced back in the day, and that was one of his favorite things to love, and I always loved watching that 3C get around the track fairly efficiently. Usually fighting with his buddy Troy Taylor for a leading spot. But it was always fun to watch those guys do battle on the track, especially over the Devil's Bowl when they would get after it over there, and of course at RPM Speedway. And then looks here, we got the Winged Modifieds as the Charlie Davidson Memorial tonight. It'll all be broadcast on Race On, so if you have a Race On subscription, just go to Hunt County Raceway. Make sure you select it as your favorite track. That way they can get paid, the track can get paid, get the kickback from Race On. That's how that works. It's like, hey, why is my favorite track not here? That's what happens. That's why they stop using it, or because there's no reciprocation going on because nobody's made it their home track. So if you're a Hunt County Raceway fan and you're watching it here tonight on Race On, then you need to go in there in your settings. You can select it as your home track, and the more people that do that, the more people get to watch the racing here at Hunt County Raceway, and the more it gets back to the track, and they can put it into the track, into the drivers, and into the promotions they do here at Hunt County Raceway. Now, I've never been here before, I'll be honest. The 2 tracks I've worked at are Devil's Bowl and RPM Speedway. And, I've never been here before. It looks like a quarter mile track for sure. But it looks like it's super close. Like literally the wall and the fence are right there. And like, I'm going to gauge maybe 20 feet in front of the bleachers. And that's super close in racing. It's kind of like, actually it's about as close as it was at the Devil's Bowl. Over at RPM they have the drive alley, right in between the seats in there, so it's an extra 20 feet between the 20 feet. You know what I mean? So it's much closer to the track. It's going to be a good night of racing. If you were there last week at RPM Speedway on Sunday for the Ronnie Sigmund Memorial, we appreciate you coming out. It was a great night of racing. We appreciated it. Tons of cars, like 131, and looking over at the pits, it looks like a lot are coming in. It's going to be a good race here tonight at Hunt County Raceway. I'm so used to saying RPM, that's say. But yeah, here at Hunt County Raceway, and we appreciate you guys tuning in and joining in and listening in. And if you got any questions or comments, just drop those in the box down at the bottom, and it'll come to us here, right here at our broadcast position at the moment, which is right above, right here in the wonderfully air-conditioned announce booth. Look, I will tell you as an announcer, there is nothing better than climbing into your announce booth in the middle of the summer and have the air conditioner on. Pew. As my daughter would say. So definitely appreciate them letting me use a little bit of a space here to get this going for you guys. And Tiffany is texting me. She's going to be up here in just a minute. Actually, my bad, sorry. On the way here, there was a construction where the exit for 1903 should be, but no sign that said this exit is closed. So we had to go all the way past, and then Tiffany called me and said, hey, I had to go all the way past. I'm like, well, same here. So hopefully she'll be up here in just a minute. We'll talk some racing with her and about the memorial and what's been going on with her ever since. And so we're going to do this real quick. Hold on. Sorry about that. So let's hear from a couple of our sponsors while we wait. Our friends, we do want to thank our friends at Smiley's Racing. Smiley's Racing has been an excellent sponsor for us this season, as well as East Texas Towers, which is out here in the Greenville Commerce area. So big thanks to our friends at East Texas Towers and our friends at Black Acid Racing Promotion. If you're a driver, if you're a team owner, and you don't really want to put out all the cash to carry a lot of stock and shirts, call my friends at Black Acid Racing Apparel. Actually, what they'll do is create your content or create your shirts for you, the designs, multiple designs if you want, shirts, hats, whatever you want, and they'll put it to an online store on their website. So you just send people there, and they can buy it from there, and then you get a kickback on it. And if you want to buy, like say I want to buy 20 shirts to start putting this together, that's all you got to do is just buy the 20 shirts, and they'll give you a discount on the 20 shirts because it's your online store. And then you can sell those at the racetrack. So that's really cool for them. Black Acid Racing Apparel. You can find them at blackacidapparel.com. So we're gonna take that quick break, and Tiffany will be up here in just a minute. This is the Dirt Talk Nation Race Day live from Hunt County Raceway. Here we go. Look, y'all, we got Dustin Daniel with us. He's the race director here at Hunt County Raceway. And, man, it's like a lot of memorial races tonight, which is really, really cool. Right. What piqued my interest in the deal, here, let me move that frame. There we go. What piqued my interest is I was good friends with Charlie Smith.
Okay.
And so when I saw that it was going down, I immediately was like, Josh, Donnie, look, I want to come do race day live, you know, because a lot of the races, they all either come on or tune into the Dirt Talk Nation every week, you know, and we enjoy doing it. I love racing, and I've never been here before right now because I'm always at RPM Speedway, man, you know. And but I always tell Chase, I was like, man, why do you keep calling Colin Bell to drive from Louisiana? I live in Fate, like it's like a 20-minute drive for me.
Yeah.
And I was like, maybe next year. And then I was like, well, maybe not because I'm moving to Florida.
Oh, damn.
You know, but well, that's still up in there. But that's our plan right now. So going down tonight, it's a lot of memorial races. Tell about the different races that are going on.
So we got the juniors, the Tony Hernandez Memorial, you know, which he started the junior mini stock deal and kind of helped the kids pave the way for them into racing. And then the wing modifieds are the Charlie Davison Memorial. You know, he was a big part of that. The late models will be Donnie's dad. You know, his memorial race. I think this will be the 3rd or 4th year we've had it. And then obviously the Charlie Smith. And then the factory stocks have one. I'm not familiar with that guy exactly. His name has slipped my mind. So, yeah, every class, we got 5 classes. Every race tonight's going to be a tribute memorial. You know, so.
Look, late models are my personal favorite.
That's. I knew I liked you.
And the one night that we had them booked at RPM this year,
it rained.
Freaking rained. And I'm like, no!
Yeah, we've been in talks with Martin trying to get back over there. Hopefully, maybe reschedule, but I don't think this year looks very good.
Yeah, I think there's only one more date this year for us, and we brought the ASCS National Tour back in late October. And then, you know, after that, they're all getting ready to do the Chili Bowl and the shootout and all that other jazz. So it's, you know, they got to cut it short. There's not a very big window in there, you know, and this is the time of the year everybody puts on their big races, you know. So I was like, well, if everybody else is doing their big races and memorial races and everything else, like we had a packed house for the Ronnie Sigmund Memorial last week. It was awesome. Like 140 cars last week. I was like, man, we're never going to get done with this. The cautions were outrageous.
We were in Grayson racing the late model series, but I was keeping up with it on Facebook. It entertained me in between the late model when we wouldn't be racing. It thoroughly entertained me from everything.
I will tell you that like limited modifieds started with 20 in the feature. They ended with 7.
Yeah.
The stock cars, like not the factory stocks, but the stock cars, started with 20, ended with 6. Like it was absolutely nuts. And you know, the modifieds put on a show. Once they got, I was like, all right, let's get around the track. Boom, caution in the first turn. I was like on the start. And I'm like, guys, you cannot win the race on the first one.
100%.
But you can damn sure lose it.
That's it. And like I tell all these guys and my late model guys, I don't care. I don't give a shit who leads 19 laps, whatever it is. All I care about is who leads that white flag to come get to the checker. None of the other matters. You're not going to win at those races, at those laps. I get that. So don't drive through people to, you know, when we got a whole 20, 30 laps ahead of us in season and so on and so forth.
So it's always fun to me. I love racing just in general, you know. And so I used to be a traveling musician, and I had to quit because I had a stroke last year, right? So I was like, oh, I can't do that anymore. And then literally when I announced that my last show was in February, Martin, the night before my show, was like, hey, we'd love for you to come back to RPM. And I'm like, hey, I'm in. He goes, you need to think about it? Nope. Let's go.
Yeah.
You know? And so Chase has been on our show before, and he came over to, I think y'all had something here, like a monster truck, something.
Oh, yeah.
And he went over there to RPM after that. But so how long have you been working here at Hunt County?
So 2 years. This will be my 2nd year. They opened late last year, like in June, I think, or July.
It used to be called Super Bowl?
Yeah, it used to be Super Bowl Speedway. It's been here since, golly, I think the 70s.
Stone's Age, yeah.
My dad's raced out here. He's won a couple championships back in the 80s. Man, there's been so many big names that's come out of this place. It's unreal, you know. So they had that unfortunate accident a couple years ago with that young man, and he, you know, lost his life. So it shut down for, I guess, about a year and a half. And Donnie and Josh got it. And I was running the late model series or owned it at that time. And Donnie called me, hey man, we're opening it back up. We want you to come direct for us, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, man, I'm there. So every night they race, if the late models aren't running, I'm over here. I enjoy it for the most part, but it's fun.
What's your biggest frustration?
Receiver, people not listening.
What?
Yeah.
People don't listen? You're kidding me.
Yeah.
I think you're joshing me.
No.
That's what my daughter would say, by the way. You're joshing me.
I try to be as polite and as calm as I can. And I had to take a step back a little bit, dealing with all the classes compared to just one. But I do get riled up every once in a while, and I think, knock on wood, for the most part, me and all the drivers have come to an understanding. When they hear me start to get riled up,
they're like, get in line.
Yeah, we gotta figure it out pretty quick. So
I think one of the big things over at RPM is that it's the same thing, right? And Martin will be like letting them know, get in a single file. We're going to call out your number and your order. Get in that number, and then we're four caution laps later.
Yeah.
And I can hear him in the other room slam his headset down because he is just literally pissed off.
Yeah.
Because he's like, bro, it doesn't take 4 laps to get lined up. Can y'all listen? And actually, I think during last weekend's race, there was a guy who just, well, for whatever reason, wouldn't do what he was told, so he got black flag sent off the track.
So we had to do that last year. It was, I think, one of the bigger races at the end of the year. Had a guy running third in the eco mods, and same deal. Wouldn't listen. You know, I hated to do it, and I hate to be that guy, but at the same time, like you said, I don't want to sit here and drag out 10 caution laps when we should be able to get it 2 or 3, go back race, and get out of here.
Right.
You know,
Law and order every time.
Yeah, it's just simple procedure.
I am the law.
I try not to be, but I just, try to run a decent show and not be here all night till 3 or 4 in the morning.
That's the worst, man.
Makes it hard.
It does. It make it hard. So me and my wife would crack up all the time because, RPM from our house, it's an hour drive. You know what I mean? Like, because we got to go around 30 to 635 to 175 all the way to Crandall, right?
Right.
That's an hour drive. What? Tiffany's in here now.
Yeah.
So it is an hour drive from Fate to. So like, oh, we're done with the races at 1. Yeah, I'm still not getting home till 2. Yeah. So that's kind of how that works. And that's what I told Chase. I was like, come on, man, right down the street.
Yeah.
Like, you know how quick it would be? Just jump on the highway and go.
Yeah.
Also, we need to let people know that there is no exit eastbound for 1903.
Oh, they got it shut down
It's
still?
all shut down, and you have to exit literally the exit before. So if you're coming this way and you're on 30, you need to exit the exit before 1903. Otherwise, you're going to go all the way down and through the boonies to get back here.
Damn road construction guys. If I knew one, I'd beat them up for them.
But yeah, look, road construction guys, come on, bro. It's race night. Open that stuff up.
That's what I do for a living.
Oh, road construction?
Yeah.
Oh, so you're the asshole.
I am.
Guys, it's Dustin. He's the race director at Hunt County Raceway. I'm going to cut him loose. We're going to take another break, and then we're going to have Tiffany Smith on right after this. You guys, you're watching the Dirt Talk Nation.
Smiley's Racing and Hoosier Tire Southwest has been serving the race community since 1968, and with 5 retail locations located in Kennedale, Sherman, Houston, Oklahoma City, and our main showroom in Mesquite, Texas, we're here to serve you 6 days a week. We also offer trackside service at select events. Come in and check out our unmatched selection of fittings in billet aluminum, in silver, anodized blue, and the murdered out black. We can help you find the right fitting for the right application. With over 300 years of combined racing experience and knowledge, our staff can help you find what you need when you need it. We sell all parts for all forms of racing, including tires, wheels, car parts, bodies, seats, fuel, tools, and more. Come in and check out our large selection of safety equipment, and we'll custom fit you to the right suit for you and even show you how to care for your equipment. Our entire inventory is on our huge showroom floor so that you can see it before you buy it. Can't make it out to one of our stores? No problem. Shop 24/7 at Smiley'sRacing.com. That's Smiley'sRacing.com. Smiley's Racing, proud sponsor of the Dirt Talk Nation.
Boom, there's Tiffany Smith. Welcome into the show. Hold on, I'm just putting a little background music action. We always like to have a little background music on it.
Alright.
Always makes everything fun, you know?
Yeah.
Where'd it go? Here it is. I thought I was going to put on like that candlelight music or something.
Right? Brown chicken, brown cow.
So this is my friend Tiffany Smith, and her husband Charlie was also a good friend of mine, and it's been a hard year, yeah.
It's been a real tough year, yeah.
And I can relate. You know, it's there's a lot of. When I found out the news, I was heartbroken because I'm telling you right now, I've never met anybody as genuine and as nice as Charlie in the race scene, like
hey.
literally in the race scene.
Don't go tooting his horn because he was kind of a butthead. No, I'm
He
playing.
could have been. He could have been. Hey, look. And so when I started the show off, I talked about coming to the track and talked
Yeah.
about the memorial race and stuff. And I said I always loved being at Devil's Bowl, watching him
And his
racing the
pit crew.
toms while you rooted for your
Troy.
boyfriend Troy Taylor.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. That 56 has got my heart. I will
You know,
say that.
Troy raced last week.
I heard it. Brian
It-
texted me and told me. He actually sent me a picture.
He raced, but he didn't finish. He got wrecked out like in the first, I think, third or fourth lap of the
It
race.
happens, man.
Man, it was-
such as racing. It's a heartbreak and it's a triumph all together.
Yeah, it's like the
You know?
victory and then the jaws of defeat.
And there's only one winner.
You know,
So
and
everyone has to be prepared.
somebody's
for
got
that.
to. Yeah, somebody's got to be prepared to not run other people over. And I think it was crazy because there were so many cautions last week. It
Yeah.
was insane. Like we started the limited modified with 20 cars in the feature.
Wow.
Finished with 7.
Wow.
Started the stock cars with 20. Finished
Uh-huh.
with 6. Like
Oh,
it was
no.
insane. I want to say that we finished the modified with 13. And
So
started with 20.
it was a wreck of night.
It was everybody trying to get to the front on the first lap.
You know, there's only that one bit of real estate.
Yeah, and I
Gotta
think
Take
lot-
turns.
a lot of people online are like, oh, stupid, it's a 1-lane track or whatever. But I mean, Clyde Dunn had no problem sliding around the outside of that track all night. You
I
know?
will say I've heard from a lot of racers that if it's one lane, yes, when it gets hammered down, you're ready to go. That's the groove.
Right.
But if you're a real dirt tracker and your car's kind of set on the edge, you could probably get around on anything.
It's I always love it, man. I just love racing in general, and I talk about when I left the Devil's Bowl, I was like, oh man, and I wanted to be a musician,
Uh-huh.
which look, I'm not gonna lie,
All that fame and fortune.
it was a lot of fun.
Right.
It was a lot of fun. I mean, I spent literally from 2018 to 2023 touring the whole South and
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
and playing all over and we were winning awards and all that jazz and music, and when-
Which was great. I know.
it
that
was
really-
fantastic.
It,
It was
had to be a
awesome.
blast.
It was an absolute blast because one of the cool things is like my wife,
Uh-huh.
she traveled with me everywhere we went.
Yeah.
So we took so many road trips.
You know, when you have your family backing you too,
Yeah.
and supporting you, it's really great.
Oh, look, both of my daughters who are 21 and
Mm-hmm.
24 know every word to every Hank Williams Jr. song ever.
And that's racing them right.
Yeah.
I will say.
Oh, that one in there, she loves her. And then there's the new kid who's super 90s, Zach Top,
Oh yeah.
and everybody loves him. And I love me some Lainey Wilson too. She's just hilarious.
She's awesome.
She is a hot mess, boy. She is
She's
so
really
funny.
great though.
Yeah, she really
She's
is.
a real good she's a musician.
Right.
It's not for show. She's not a Nashville just like let's turn them out and this is a performer.
She's like, I've been here 10 years.
She is a musician. Like
She's great.
That girl can get it.
And
I'm a fan.
then there's a few other like current artists that I like. You
Yeah.
know, I'm really an old school guy. Like 70s and 80s was my jam, and early 90s, right?
Man, I
so-
was listening to Paul Simon last night. Come
What
on
are
now.
you doing with Paul
I know.
Simon?
But hey, it's a great.
Which
he's
one?
Awesome.
What was it?
Okay, so it was
Please
my
don't tell me.
feelings.
Oh, using your feelings, so you
Yeah,
bridge over
so-
troubled water or something.
No, it was. Oh my gosh, what is that song? Take a look at me now.
Oh,
But it's called
that's
something
Phil
different.
Collins.
Phil Collins. What did I say?
you said Paul Simon, girl.
Oh no, Phil Collins. Never mind.
Uh,
Paul Simon.
That is
Who
called
is Paul Simon?
Against All Odds. Is the name
Against
of the
All
song.
Odds, man. That song.
I
Oh,
got it. Look, I'm telling you,
man.
80s
I was telling
music is
Charlie,
my
I was
jam.
like, you're the only one who really knew me at all, man. You know, it's crazy. No, I'm playing. I do have those nights though. No lie.
Your
But
scuba. So
can y'all see me?
she can.
Hi,
They can
guys.
now. So it's funny because Tiffany and I met in 2017 when I started working at the Bowling RPM,
Yep.
and then I unknowingly met her dad last year,
Yeah,
early
my
last
dad's
year.
not famous, so you know.
He's not, but he drag race slot cars like me and my wife do. We love it. It's so much fun. He built some badass models too.
He loves.
And,
He's got that paint job down, man.
He
He's
does.
got that paint job.
and then of course, then my buddy Woodrow.
Woodrow. Woody be on the scene, man. He's known me since I was like knee high to a grasshopper.
Woodrow is he's good people. Sometimes when I would used to drive home from work, and I'd just be frustrated with the day or whatever. I just call Woody.
Hey, that's what you do. That man loves him some Nickelback.
Sadly, he does.
We're not gonna judge him for that.
I don't. Only God can judge him for that. And he's gonna be like, look at this picture when he gets up there.
Yeah.
God's gonna be like, what are you doing right here? Why are you listening to
What are you
Nickelback in this
doing?
picture?
There's no.
Look at this
The
photograph.
drum solo on this is great.
Why are you drum soloing Nickelback in your living room, bro?
He's
what are you doing?
drumming it. No lie.
And
Yeah.
so Woody and I actually got into Dungeons and Dragons. I was
Okay.
getting into it right before I had my stroke, and then Woody.
Got some massive talent, man.
He does. He's got some amazing paint talent because he's painting all the miniatures for the fire and ice thing. They're
Have
like
you
this
been
big.
to his war room?
No, he just sends me a lot of pictures. We
Dude,
shop
it
in the
looks
same
like-
places.
I literally stepped into Game of Thrones. Like you walk into
Yep.
his office, and it's a Game of Thrones
Battle
like,
scene.
everywhere.
Yeah.
Like you're literally crushing kingdoms, and there's this shelf full of this and this.
He's
and
he's a collector.
Yeah,
he's not-
and he does it all himself.
Yes, and I tell him all the time, you're not a hoarder,
No,
you're a collector.
right.
I collect slot cars and RC cars,
Okay.
right?
Yeah,
And then I connect Marvel Funko Pops.
those are fun.
So I've never taken them out of the box
Really?
because my girls are Marvel fans, right?
Okay.
And so one day, Lord willing, they'll move out of my house with a man
Yeah.
and have grandbabies at some point, and then my
You will
grandbabies
have
will have
all-
a collection of the Marvels,
All the pops.
all the Marvel
Okay,
Pops.
so fun Tiffany fact. I am a Marvel fan. My two dogs are Loki and Thor.
Get out!
Named accordingly per birthday order, also.
Nice.
so
My
Loki
girls are
is
gonna
my
love you.
oldest.
And we love. So my dog's name, my black dog, he's a half husky and half lab. He's
Yeah.
huge. His name's Cash because he's solid black.
Right.
He's the man in black.
Yeah, he's the man in black.
And then
John Kidd.
we have he's a Boston Terrier pit bull mix, and he's brindle.
Okay.
He's just straight old Charlie.
Yeah, yeah.
Straight old
Oh,
Charlie.
you can't go wrong with a Charlie.
He's our Charlie dog.
I love it.
And then we have our oldest dog is our poodle. He's about this big. He's
Yeah.
a miniature poodle. He's tan, and his name is Pierre because he has a French dog.
Yeah.
Actually, we didn't name him that. That's how we
Just came that way.
we just came that way. We
With an
rescued
air
him.
of Pierre.
Yeah. Well, when I got him, he looked like a miniature sheepdog.
I'm sure because he needed to be groomed.
Yep.
and such. Okay, so my very first dog ever was a poodle. It was a miniature poodle.
I think mine was too. His name was Mr. Moo.
Mine was Prissy. Her name was Prissy. She had
Like you.
She met an untimely day on Highway 80 one day. Yeah.
What did she do on 80?
So my grandparents were the foremen at the Lattimore concrete plant at
Sure.
80 and Clement,
I know what that is.
behind that old truck stop.
Yeah.
And I stayed there. I lived like on site with them. So literally, I'd play in the gravel pits with my dog Prissy.
Nice.
And she got out one day, and
Behind the Loves, they had the subway that's not there anymore.
yeah. The really, it was a questionable subway. You kind of went in there.
Yeah.
Only if you were like drunk or you're really hungry.
It's like Waffle House. When they built Waffle House in Forney, I literally lived in the neighborhood right behind it. And when I was running my radio station over there in downtown,
Yes.
I would get off the air in the morning. First place I'd stop on the way home.
Waffle House is great. If they sold beer, it'd be wonderful.
There are Waffle Houses that do.
What? Probably in Las Vegas.
No, they're somewhere in the South. But there's also Taco Bells that sell beer. And I'm like, what? Get out.
Nacho fries and beer? Get out of
all
town.
day. All day.
All day.
All day. And then, so when's the last big race you've been to?
Man, I haven't been to the track in about 3 years. This is my first back at the track. Charlie, he retired about 3 years ago. We started selling, things. Alan Baxter was our major sponsor. He supplied our race team for
Right.
the last 2 years of our tenure there. We the MB went back to him. I think Tracy's driving it now. So I think they're going to make an appearance tonight. You might see a little hint of Charlie
Tracy,
on
so- and a little
the
hint of
track
Tracy on there.
somewhere. I'm not going to give away anything, but y'all just keep an eye out.
Is that a Chubb's
for
towing
that old
machine?
30.
That sure is a Chubb's towing.
Yeah, it is.
They must have a contract with all the racetracks, 'cause that's what we have at RPM too.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Or he just likes to come out with his fancy record truck.
That is a fancy record truck, isn't it?
Man, it's nice. I could do some damage with that sucker.
Yeah, you'd be running over stuff.
All of it. All day, every
Like
day.
all the things.
All the things.
All the
Man, they
things.
have really. Okay, so I will say this. I haven't been to Super Bowl in a while.
Hunt County Raceway.
I'm sorry, Hunt County Raceway. And they have done some really great things. I mean, it looks so good out here.
I tell you what, it looks really good too. Steven Neighbors has put in tons of money and work into RPM.
Really?
Bathrooms are air conditioned, by the way,
Oh.
because nobody likes to go to it.
I don't like to be when it's sticky and hot.
Like,
so-
look, it's like this. Like nobody wants to go to the bathroom at the racetrack when it's hot.
Especially when you get in there and it's like enclosed and
You're
it's
like,
steamy, and you're
it's
like, oh my
steamy.
gosh.
Yeah, there's some crotch pot cooking going on. So that, and he's starting to build luxury boxes across the top. Yeah.
I mean, is it NASCAR? What are we doing?
It's nice. Look, I always like the ones at Devil's Bowl in the tower on the third floor.
I've never been up there.
You've never been up there? When I was working at Devil's Bowl, I'd always be like, hey, I need a booth. Thing, they'd always sit in the one right under the announce booth
Yeah.
and watch the races, because like you can see right over onto the track, and they loved it. Of course, my kids are always like, you've done so much cool shit, and I'm like, yes, I know. It's like I used to be the voice of the arena football team in Mesquite.
Yes.
And so anytime we had the game, my girls would they'd sit in the luxury box right
Yes.
behind where I yeah.
Well, okay, so I used to rodeo when I was like, but before I was around about 12.
I grew up
when
right by the
stopped.
rodeo.
Yeah. Yeah, I was barrel raced for a little bit.
Look
Yeah.
at you, barrel
Yeah,
racing.
Barrel racing. I grew up to be a crew chief of a dirt track car and, living the life. So.
Living the dream.
Yeah.
Living the dream. Well, it has been so great to see you. I haven't seen you since I left the bowl, which is 2018.
It's been a long time.
Been
Yes,
a long time
yes,
since
it's-
we rock and roll.
Hey, and you know what? Dynamic duo, right?
Duo. Wonder Twin Powers activate.
Go ahead with it. I love it. Yes.
But we're gonna shut it down and get out of here because Lawler will be up here in a minute. I'm in his space from what Dustin told me, so
Okay.
I gotta shut it down and get the hell out of
you
Dodge.
gotta move over
I want
a
to thank
section.
Dustin and my friend Tiffany for joining us on the show. If you guys want to come out, Hunt County Raceway, it's $20.
It's a blast.
$20 to get in. It's going to be 5 awesome classes, and the late models. The late models are
You
my
will
favorite.
not have a better time.
You will not.
You will not.
You will not.
You will not.
Not for the money. I guarantee it's better than spending your money going to
Period.
any other sporting event. Any other
Yeah.
sporting event.
And the people are great. I mean, you meet folks like me.
Yeah.
We
Or
love
me.
everybody. Or Will here.
This is
Yeah.
what I look like. So if you're coming to the races, come on, say hi.
Flag me down. I'm Tiff. Say
That's
hello.
Tiff. You can just say hi. She's wearing the Charlie Smith shirt.
Yes.
So,
Go Thursday.
We're gonna hold on. Let's see who's in our comments over here.
Who is that? Oh, nice.
This Sam the man.
Thank you, Sam.
That's it's a buddy of mine. He's a referee. He used to be one of my referees when I
Okay,
did the wrestling
alright.
shows. You know,
Oh, so I don't know Sam directly.
probably not.
Okay.
Probably not. No, he's a
Thank
good friend of
you,
mine
Sam, for
though.
the comment or the compliment.
Sam's a hot mess. I'm
I've
gonna read it
heard-
to you
I've
guys.
heard some of that before.
He said, she's smoking hot like a blown up motor. Ah,
And it cost you lots of money, like one too. Oh,
what day?
hey, hey.
All right, you guys, we're gonna try to have a show next Wednesday night. Lance Plant is my partner in crime.
Okay.
And hopefully we'll have our shirts. So we did campaign shirts.
Nice.
They look like campaign shirts because it's 2024 and it's election
Right.
season. It
Hey.
says Riggs Plant 2024,
Okay.
Make America Race Again.
Nice. I love it. Okay.
And so that's our slogan for this
Cool.
year is Make America Race
Lance
Again.
and Charlie grew up together. They went to school together.
We've talked
Yeah,
about it, yeah. And so Lance and I, we have a lot of fun. We drink cold beer and get drunk
Hey.
and do show stuff.
That's what it does.
It's a lot of fun. That's what racing is, and we've had people on from all over the country, which is really cool too.
That's really cool. If you guys ever want me to come by and say hi, no, I don't
Yeah.
really.
You know, all you need is your phone or your computer.
But I'm
I just send you a
smoking
link.
hot like a blown race car.
That's
motor,
what he says.
So I'll bring
That's
in
what
the
he said.
fans, guys.
She's bring. You're a mess, girl.
Uh-huh.
All right, y'all. We're gonna get out of here. We appreciate you for tuning in, joining in, and listening in to the Dirt Talk Nation.
Thank you.